Hi, my name is Jake. Now let's talk music. Alright, so y'all seen my last video on like listening to all the album of the year nominations, and right now we're listening. Well, we're I already listened to it, but we're talking about uh, I think it's just Djesse Volume 4. I think the D's silent. And when I listened to this, I was going in with zero expectations. I've never even heard of this dude, Jacob Collier. And at first, when I'm listening to 100,000 Voices, I'm like, yo, this is sounding like angelic and everything is sounding great. And then you get to the end of the track and he just starts doing like rock metal, like it's like unexplainable, and it's like, what what are you thinking, like, and it gets no better from here. It's like, as we go further into the track list, it's just confusing, like why you're doing all the things you're doing. And I when I sit down and listen to this, I'm like, how do you even get nominated for like album of the year when this is what you put out? Like, I will talk about one redeeming quality that actually makes this like bearable to listen to for like this one thing, but other than that, there's nothing else worth listening to within this album. It is just ugh. Like, how can you like mess this up? And it's like, even his voice, it's like he's trying to copy. It sounds like a AI Rick Astley, and it's like, what are we doing here? But to think that this is nominated for supposedly the most prestigious award in music for album of the year, like this getting nominated for it, it's like, it's a joke. Like, it's literally a joke. Like, there is nothing that I can say that will help me like this album at all. But I did walk away with at least one good thing. And it, honestly, when it is surrounded by this much shit, it makes it sound so much better. And that's got to be Bridge Over Troubled Water. Like, sitting and listening to that song, all of the vocals, I mean, it it's like an outlier. It's an outlier song on a garbage, like a album full of garbage. This is the one thing that I can take away from this listening experience. And one of the best vocal performances I've heard in a while. I mean, you start out with Yeba, then you go into John Legend, and then I'm trying to remember the other girl's name, but she had a beautiful voice. Give me a second. I gotta look this up. Her voice was the best on this whole song, so I'm trying to. Uh, Tori Kelly. Tori Kelly on the like last verse and the last rendition of the chorus on this song. It's like, it's beautiful. I remember I was middle I was in the middle of driving back to my house back where I live. Well, I wasn't driving. I don't drive, but I'm in the back seat. I'm listening to this song, and when her vocals start, I just start crying. It's like, it's so beautiful. like if you take anything away from this video, I recommend listening to Bridge Over Troubled Water. It's truly beautiful. Everything else within this album, skip. Don't listen to it. But sit down and listen to this. I was like, oh my god. It's so beautiful. And if it wasn't for that, I don't know how I'd feel about wasting an hour and 10 minutes of my time listening to this. But that song was worth the hour and 10 minutes. Like, honestly. One of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard. And like that I can see getting nominated for something like Song of the Year. But like this album as a whole getting a nomination for Album of the Year, no. Hell no. That's like one of the worst things that the Grammys have done. Because just listening to this album, it's like it gave me a headache until Bridge Over Troubled Water. So I do not recommend listening to this. I recommend listening to Bridge Over Troubled Water. Don't listen to anything else on this album. But yeah, until next time, peace.